Hello, everyone. My name is Mr. Allen, and this is going to be our weekly CTE gaming design and integration pathway meetings. I'm not sure how many people got the email, or if, I'm assuming a lot of people might be busy in class. So, good news is these will be recorded, and then I'll post them on the assignments page so you can go through them week by week. I'm going to make a playlist on YouTube so that you can keep up with it at your own leisure whenever you have time. This week, we're still kind of doing some of the basic assignments. If you're on campus, we're still waiting for computers. But in the meantime, let me kind of just go over things one more time to make sure everybody understands where we're at. So the first thing you would want to do, if you haven't already, is this Intro to Game Design quiz. Unless if you're an intermediate, then do the intermediate quiz, obviously. So after that, you will pretty much disregard the projects. If you need help with Canvas or something, there is a little bit of help here. Skills USA, we'll talk about that later, I guess. Let me take a look. It's actually this competition that's nationwide that there's a bunch of different competitions, everything from writing to robotics to science to speeches, and there's even one for game design. So as we go throughout the year, I'll try to see who's interested in doing that. There's you get awards, it'll look good on your transcripts. These are some of our students and our one of the teachers that did it. So I've heard nothing but good things, but we haven't done it yet since this is such a new pathway. But I think it'd be cool if we could do that. So if you're interested, check out this site. It's a big button here, and just send me an email if you think you might want to do that. Let's see. I also sent out an email. Let me hide this real quick. To everybody that I sent it out to everybody. We have an opportunity because I know somebody that works at, I know a few people that work in the industry, obviously. That's part of my background. This is an upcoming event. It's called Indiecade, which is like the Independent Developers Arcade, where you get to go talk to developers. They meet with students and other developers. You get to play games before they're out. And I really recommend going to like gaming conventions and stuff, because that's where you'll meet people and kind of understand what goes on in the industry, especially if you want to make a job out of this. And if you don't, it's just fun to go play games and hang out with people. It's going to be downtown LA, but it's really on the east side of LA. It's in Little Tokyo. So if you're coming from Riverside County, it's a bit easier to get to. And if you want to go, I need to know like pretty quickly. So just send me an email with your name and that you're interested, just so I can get you guys your free passes, because otherwise you have to pay. So let's see. See, the conference badge would be $200 for students. It's $130. So you want to let me know quickly so you don't have to pay, and then it'll be a lot of fun. Ours is going to be for Friday. So on Friday, there's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. There's a bunch of gaming sessions, nominated games to play. And then 4 to 10 p.m. there's exhibits, and you guys get to play more games. So it should be a lot of fun, a lot of like-minded people there that you can talk to. But I need to know quickly so I can get you guys your badges. That means like probably by Monday at the latest, because it's going to be a week from now. So cool opportunity. This is kind of what it'll look like. You get to walk around and talk to everybody, play some games, talk to the developers, maybe even ask if they're accepting interns or how you can get, do something like that. So I highly recommend that. And then eventually, maybe if we make a cool game, we can submit it, and maybe our game could be featured here as well, which would be pretty cool. So that's something that's going on next week, and I need to know ASAP. As far as the assignments go and everything, most of you guys are doing pretty good. If you are kind of confused, I made a similar video already. It's kind of the intro, welcome to how to do the class, stuff like that. So you can watch that video here. I'll be posting the weekly meetings. The links will be here. So it seems like most people are either busy or didn't quite get the memo. But moving forward, it'll be every Friday at 9 in the morning, and I'll be available till 10:30. So once we start working on stuff, I'll be doing tutorials, and you guys will be able to come here and ask me questions, and we'll be able to work on the game together. And I'll record all of that so you guys can see it later if you need to. But for now, we're kind of just doing the basic assignments. If you want to see what all the standards are going to look like for the course, I mean, for the pathway is 3 courses. Each course is a year, so you can potentially do 3 years of game design. And by the 3rd year, you should be pretty skilled at it. So that's why if it seems like we're going slow, it's because we got plenty of time to go through all this. For now, I'm having most students just do the D 1.0 stuff. So it's all of these, if you haven't already done those. By the end of the year, you should have a total of 10 units. So by the end of the semester, you should have at least 5 done, which I'm kind of thinking we'll be able to just get that over with and done pretty quickly, actually. Because a lot of the stuff I'm going to teach you isn't necessarily on here, but it's actually what you need to know for the industry. So here's basically the foundational classes where most of you guys are at. And you can go through and start with 1.0, and then we're going to move on to the 2.0 stuff. Skip 3.0 because that's about programming, and I'm going to let you guys do that in the intermediate and the advanced class. I mean, you can always do those and then just save it for when you get to that class, and then just, you'll be already halfway done. That being said, you can actually get through this course faster than a year. If you really want to push through, you can probably get it done in a semester. So if you're trying to do that, send me an email and I'll try to work it out with you. And then, a lot of it for the intro class is going to be researching and talking about the industry, stuff like that. If you go to that Indiecade, I'll definitely give you credit for one of these standards. And then one of the big ones is going to be 2D and 3D art. So, I mean, if you're not an artist, that's fine. I'll still teach you how to do it. You can be more of a technical artist. But if you are an artist, that would be great. I'll probably try to do like a 2D demo and then a 3D demo coming up pretty soon. Let's see. Understanding characters. The big assignment that we're going to work up to is you guys coming up with your own game idea. I'm going to try to hopefully get that done by the end of the semester. So start thinking about what game you want to make. Start thinking about characters. What are the mechanics going to look like? What type of game is it? Storyline, where is it at? The location? What is their time period? Is it fantasy? And then you will be making a 1-page pitch and then a 10-page game design document, which sounds like a lot, but really a lot of it's kind of just, the camera is going to be a first-person camera. The controls, there'll be a bunch of smaller assignments. So you can actually map out the controller. You can talk about the story. So each page will just be one of those subjects. And I have templates for this stuff, so don't worry. It's pretty easy. You just kind of fill out the template with your idea. Yeah, a lot of this stuff you can just really get it done with pretty quickly, like evaluate how they adhere to government ratings. Just look up the ESRB, and that's pretty much it. To discuss the word play, like some of these standards are really kind of very simple, and I'm going to treat this like a college class, and I'm going to teach you guys what you would need to know in order to get a job. Even if you don't want to get a job, you can make your own game design company or just make games in your own free time for fun. You can have a whole nother job and this would be a side thing that you just do for fun, and maybe it'll pay off someday. Or you can really just dive into the industry. If you want to do that, I do have connections at a few of the bigger companies. I really, oh, I shouldn't say, but I really want to try to get us a field trip to Blizzard, which I haven't really talked to my bosses yet, but I know some people over there, and I think that'd be really cool because they have good student relation programs. In fact, if you go to, you look up Blizzard students, it has this whole student program where you can do an internship, try to graduate and get hired immediately. You can do some art contests, and so on. So I can talk to them and see if we can possibly make that happen. Let's see what else. So for now, basically, you scroll all the way down. Like, this is a lot of looking assignments, but you're going to need to do a journal every week. And the journal should basically tell me what standard you're working on, what's your project, how'd you do it? You know, did you have any trouble? Maybe what game are you playing right now? Just kind of talk about what you're doing that week. And then skip the icons. These will fit into any assignment. So if you're doing a PowerPoint, you can just say, you know, I hit this one, I communicated clearly, blah, blah, blah. These won't really give you any credit, but you should be hitting them all at some point. What you really want to focus on is these standards. So for now, I have put assignments in most of these. So if you open one up, it'll have an assignment. In this case, it would be research how video games are used in other industries. You can do your own research, obviously, but I just want to get you started here. So you can tell me how it is used in education, medical, corporate, military. Here's an example of medical using augmented reality. More medical games, virtual reality in the military. Here's some training, some like virtual reality shooters so they can kind of train for the battlefield. NASA has their own simulation lab, you know, flight simulators for pilots, so on and so forth. So kind of cover a few of these or pick one that you really want to cover in detail. You can present it however you want, PowerPoint, video, written, you know, if you have a different idea, let me know. And like always, if you want to do something else that would still hit this standard, then just let me know and we'll have you do a personalized project plan. You can choose your own assignment. That being said, some of them I don't have assignments for yet. So if there isn't an assignment, you may have to either create your own project plan, like for this one, or just wait, and I'll be putting them up as fast as I can. So I have everything done for D 1.0. I have D 2.1, and I'm working on the rest of them as fast as I can. So yeah, I kind of wanted to share last year we made a game called Shadowfield. Oh, I'm echoing for some reason. Instead of playing the video here, well, I guess I'll play it. So we got an inventory system, we got a working flashlight, we got all these animations done, a weather system with the rain, the fog, we got particles with the fire, we got jump animations, the camera is the third person camera, obviously. And the forest we created everything here from scratch. So hopefully we can do at least this type of level of detail to our game coming up. And I was thinking we could even continue this game and make a level 2. There's a camera movement, cinematics. We need to add some enemies, obviously. We didn't get around to it last year. Oh, we even made all the music and everything for this, so this is where level 2 would begin. You open the door and go in like a dungeon or what have you. I'll post a link in the chat if anybody's watching this. Let's see what else. Well, I think that's it. Since there's not many people here this week, I guess that'll be it. That's kind of just describing how the class is going to work. And if you have any questions, email me. For now, we're not going to be doing any one-on-one meetings anymore. We'll be doing this group format. So if you want to do a one-on-one, just let me know and I'll schedule it. And we can do that every week if you want. Okay. The Discord server is temporarily down, so don't worry about that. If you go into the resources page, there are some resources that I'll be adding to here. These are what I've made so far for the standards, if you'd rather look at it in this format. But I'm going to really be posting them on Canvas, so you don't have to worry about that. There are some more resources here. If you click resources, I'll try to make this a little more intuitive. And then this spreadsheet here has resources for each different type of thing you're working on. I would probably try watching my Blender training series. And if you can, go to blender.org, click download and see if your computer can run that. That's where we'll be making all our 3D art. So if you can run that, that's good. If not, you'll have to use the school computer somehow. And then also go to unrealengine.com and click download here and see if you can run that. This one's going to be a pretty large program, so make sure you have enough space. And if you have any issues with it, just let me know. Unreal is like the game engine where all the, you put all your art and code into it, it makes a game. It's one of the top engines in the world right now. A lot of games are made with it. You can do a lot with it. They also have some documentation, some video tutorials, some education here. I kind of like their video tutorials, are pretty good, but I'll be creating our own tutorials as well. And if you go on YouTube and sign up or subscribe to their YouTube channel, they have a lot of live training sessions also that you can join up and watch those. So just, if you can, get Blender and Unreal downloaded so you can be prepared. I'm just going to start working on it pretty soon. Because this is what the industry actually needs you to learn, not like all these research and talk about things. We need to actually make games. So that's coming soon. Bear with me, guys. I guess I'll leave it at that for now. If you have any questions, like I said, just email me. If you want to do a one-on-one meeting, just email me. We'll set it up. Generally, Fridays I like to do, but I can probably work, just let me know. We'll schedule it. We'll make it work. So that's it. I'll be posting the link for next week's conference right here. So click here for week 6. And it'd be great if we can get some more people to show up. If you can't make it, you can always email me and tell me what a better time would be for you. But that's why I record it, because that way you can watch it whenever you want. All right, so let me know if you guys have questions. If not, start working on the basic standards, and we'll go from there. And I'll talk to you next week.